episode of the Pod Show podcast. My name is Michelle Jaroge, and I am joined here with a special guest. He will tell you his name and what he does. Karibu sana.
Hello everyone, my name is Brian Muuo. I'm an environmental scientist and I'm also a policy advocate. And I'm honored to be here. I more or specifically work on climate adaptation and policy and food systems.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, guys, today I've brought you an environmental scientist. Yeah, you've been asking who are we bringing to the table, and well, today this is the table for today. This is the table for today. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, could you tell our viewers how is it like being an environmental scientist?
Okay, environmental scientist comes with a lot of goodies and also it comes with a lot of challenges.
Okay.
It's an honor being an environmentalist since you're also working for the community and the impact is going back to the community. As an environmental scientist, I've witnessed many environmental impacts from climate change.
Okay.
And I'm from an area that is an asshole. Actually, the bigger part of Kenya is an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's what even pushed me to be an environmental scientist, first of all. And we have a lot of issues, environmental scientists. First of all, we put money first. Finances, we usually fall off finances a lot, and that affects projects.
Yeah.
And it also affects running of the activities because again, you also have to balance your work,
Yeah, definitely.
community service, and how you're going to survive in this world.
Okay. Exactly. Hapo ni lazima
That's true.
Mm.
So, from Makueni County, it's one of the assholes. Makueni County is one of the Kamba counties that is affected a lot by climate change. And that's not only the counties. I have my friend from Wajir,
Okay.
who is also part of that. I have my friend from Tana River, that is also an asshole county. Yeah, definitely the bigger part of Kenya is an asshole county, and now we have to know how to bring the aspect of climate adaptation and how we are going to survive with climate change.
Yeah.
Since again we have to keep our balls rolling, and that's why recently, even with the aim of the government, we put climate adaptation first.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that people nowadays are now recognizing that climate adaptation is the key thing that Africa needs. And GCA, that is Global Center of Adaptation, is helping a lot on that. Yeah.
Okay. So could you kindly tell us that how has it been? How you've interacted with communities, you've engaged with communities. How are they taking it? How are they adapting to climate change and the rest?
Okay, I think one of the things that is a problem is misinformation.
Okay.
And that's why we say that climate advocacy is one of the key reasons, the key aspects that we should put forward.
Yeah.
Because once you go back to my county, not only my county but other counties that I've visited, they speak of it's the end of the world. That's why we are seeing this. It's people who have offended God. This is a punishment. A lot of rumors, myths, and misconceptions out here about climate change, and not only climate change, environmental space generally, because climate is one aspect of environment.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have different views on climate, which most of them are lies, and that's where now we call environmental advocates to come on board, push their advocacy, let people understand what's bringing these effects that we are seeing. Recently, I was at home and I saw crops drying up at I think 2 weeks of growth. Yet no use have been found. And also by my grandmother that years back
Yeah.
they used to harvest even 90 gunyas of maize, 90 bags of maize. And nowadays having even more than 10, it's a whole problem. And it's a huge scale of land, but what it produces, it's a whole disaster. Yeah.
Sorry for that. It's anyway. It's so depressing to like to have that to have seen the amount of produce, and also now you're not seeing any produce, especially for the older generations. It makes them hurt more. I don't feel like for us, we are very young, maybe we couldn't have experienced that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's true. Actually, on that note, I think it comes. You brought a new topic that I think I have to speak about it.
yeah.
It's a new topic that is arising, and with a very high pace. It's about the linkage between climate change and mental health.
Yeah.
We have climate anxiety. Mostly experience. We had an argument. Actually, it's a debate. I think even till today.
Yeah.
Is climate anxiety brought along by people who have knowledge on climate change, or is it on people who don't have knowledge about it,
Yeah.
or is it on the both sides? But I think on my side it's also on the both sides.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but the argument was that the people who have knowledge on climate change, they feel that their work and what they are doing is not having impact, and the environment is deteriorating every day.
Yeah.
And on the people who have no knowledge about climate change, they don't know what's happening, and things are going haywire. We're having floods, we're having dry seasons. So it's also a concern. But on the other side, climate change is bringing aspect of um, mental health issues. If you look at counties, for example, we have Nairobi County. I don't want to say that the floods that were in Nairobi were because of climate change, but I want to say that climate change was also part of it, because we had high amounts of or high intensity of rainfall, and also the environmental deterioration that is dumping solid waste at drainages also brought along that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was privileged to be part of the people who under the Global Center of Adaptation Academy. And after the training, we had to come up with more of an, I don't know, innovation, innovation thing. And what we came about with the group that I was assigned to is having integrating GIS into environmental management in terms of solid waste, whereby we have this app that shows you the next bin or the next place you can deposit your waste, and or the next place that you can go and take your waste and get some cash in return. Because we also know that we have job opportunities from solid waste.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very good invention actually, because you find someone is in Nairobi and maybe they don't want to throw something outside, if just outside on the road, but then they are like, I don't see a bin,
Exactly. That's actually I saw that in social media, and whereby someone was saying, Johnson Sakaja, you have to do something on this. I've been carrying my waste all through the town.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think we should have more bins in CBD.
Exactly.
And not only CBD but also other areas.
In our towns.
And I don't know. We have to come up with a policy and enforce it on having these bins also in Matatu, because have you ever seen people just you're going to school maybe or work or a conference, and you're sitting next to a person when he drinks his soda, and afterwards he throws it.
I know.
Through-
Don't even start.
Yeah,
Don't
he
even
throws
start
his
with that, because
in.
you tell. And
It's
then
annoying.
very, very.
It's annoying.
And then you just ask someone. This time I was going to town from home, and then I was like, someone just threw. You see these plastics we drink in soda,
Yeah.
not soda, juice.
Yeah.
Zile juice za kublendiwa and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I know
yes.
that. I know that.
Akakunywa akamaliza. And then she threw it away and was like, why have you thrown it away? And then guess what she said? She said, ati ikikanyagwa na gari ni hivyo. And I was like,
You see also the misinformation that we have out here.
yeah,
Plastic is having is a whole disaster.
very,
A whole
very
disaster.
huge disaster.
A lifetime of a plastic is starting around 500 years and above. So you see, we need to work also on that. It's very important for recycling. Yeah.
And the good thing is that from plastic we can come up with very good things, very pretty things, very expensive things.
Yeah.
You know, like just from something you didn't even know could have another life.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I visited these places that they recycle plastic and come up with very pretty artifacts or arts. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So they're doing amazing work, and at times they even told us they do export at times. It's in Mombasa, and they do collect the plastics around the beaches. Yeah, and they come up with pretty good things.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what we should look at. Even when addressing like the climate change, let's look at it from like the innovation part of it.
Yeah.
You know, we've been blessed. This is a problem that has been given to us. I don't know why it was brought to us though. But anyway, instead of all the time saying that we have like a problem, let's look at it from the solution side.
Yeah.
And it's very mind blowing how many solutions you could come up with from the problems that you have. You know.
Yeah. I think most of the time we need to look every problem that comes in our life as an opportunity.
Exactly.
Opportunity to grow, opportunity to explore business ideas. And I think I'm happy. I do see a lot of youth coming up with a lot of pretty good ideas on innovation around the problem that we're having about environment, from waste to climate change. We have pretty good startups. A good friend is my friend called Joseph Mudiru. I don't know if you know him, but he's doing pretty good jobs, and he was even recognized by a global media. He has this company that brings along biodegradable plastics. Yeah, it's called iPack, and he uses the water hyacinth in Kisumu. And actually, I was very interested by his idea. I asked him, Joseph, how come you had this idea? What sparked it? And he told me that he was having a tour around Kisumu, Lake Victoria, and the boat stuck. And that's where the idea came. It's quite weird, but again, we also have another startup on MC2, whereby it's an AI integrated, whereby it is notices or captures fire sounds, and then it alerts the KFS. And I think that's a pretty good idea, because we have a big problem on world fires due to climate change, whereby we have a lot of dry areas, and you can't imagine a fire rising up in the forest, the middle of a forest, before you all notice a whole
a very huge
big piece of land or forest is gone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think youth should utilize this challenges and come up with business idea, startups, innovations, and take it as an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking at that, I know we could continue talking about the environment because it's so broad. So today I just want us to narrow down to our wetlands.
Okay.
And what wetlands have brought to us, like the importance of wetlands and such a, what are they called? Oh my lord. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, we could start the introduction to wetlands. What are wetlands basically? To those who do not know these wetlands maybe.
Okay, so a wasteland is mostly, let me put it this way, in a simple, understandable way as possible. Um, a wasteland is a place whereby water holds itself, a place where water is absorbed or stagnated. I don't know how to put it, I don't know, in the best simplest way. A good example is swampy areas.
Yeah.
That's a wetland. Um, Wetlands are very key in saving environment in different aspects, including absorbing water. It's a place where water filtrates to the um, ground level.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's helps in storage of water. It also, will I say clean water? No.
Well, yeah,
it
basically.
it is seals water. Let me say it.
Okay.
I know the best to put there, but it helps clean water. And definitely, once you take away wetland, you are causing a lot of problem in the environment in different ways. It supports biodiversity, and I don't know if you have seen the rumors that were around wetlands. Um, I was privileged one day to speak with the lead of wetlands globally. Her name is Dr. Musonda Mumba.
Okay.
Musonda Mumba. We interacted at UNEP. She's a very pretty good lady who works closely with the youth. And we did discuss a lot on wetlands, though I'm not an expert in that area. It's only that it's also my concern because it is in the environmental spectrum. Yeah, and yeah, wetlands do play a critical role in the environment. Yeah.
So basically, we're looking at what are some of the activities that anyone can participate in. I know you're an environmentalist and you're a scientist. For us, mostly we do research on things that can help in conserving the environment and stuff. But do you think there are other ways of us protecting these wetlands of ours apart from the research aspect of it, maybe?
Yeah, the youth actually can play a very critical role. Not only the youth, but general people. You can play a very critical role by preserving these wetlands through planting trees. But I actually not advocate a lot on planting just trees.
Yeah.
You must grow them, but again, not only growing them, you have to plant the best species. Yeah, because we have even interaction with IPBES and IUCN. They do speak a lot on invasive species, which has been one of problems that has been rising recently on the environmental spectrum. We have a lot of invasive species due to just planting trees. I think we also have to look at the spectrum of how are we going to plant the right species to avoid bringing a species that will bring a problem to the community. I think we call it maladaptation. We call it maladaptation, whereby you come up with a solution, but the solution turns out to be a problem. And it does happen a lot if you don't do a research on the same. You have to know the right species to be planted there. Yeah, and a good example is a tree that is cruise in northern Kenya.
Mhm.
The name is, I don't know, I can't remember the name well,
The
but
one that is in Mathenge.
the one that goats do eat it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
the teeth, I don't know what happens to the teeth.
I know it. I know it.
Yeah, I
Our
think I'll,
viewers just know it.
yeah, we maybe highlight it maybe
We'll
when it
highlight it.
comes.
We'll
Yeah.
highlight it.
My friend told me about the same. She's the friend from Wajir,
Mm.
Rukia Ahmed. Many know her as the hummingbird.
Oh.
Yeah. She's from that area, and she told me that the tree is bringing a whole disaster to
Yeah,
the community,
definitely.
but they have been trying to come up with a solution about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, you can't crucify the person who brought the tree because he was trying to help. Now, what you have to do is the person who is coming up with the solution must do a good research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also as communities we should also like do research. Not everything that is brought to the table we should take, you know.
Yeah.
Even if like something looks so good, I think it's also our part as also the local scientists from within to also like do research on it and also like speak out. You know, sometimes it's
Giving back to the
difficult.
community.
Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult because you find the people who bring in these some of the solutions, maybe yes, but they are maybe on their end it's I don't want to crucify them. Maybe on their end it's okay, no, but from our end it's not, and then there's that difference. You want to speak out, but then when you speak out, unaonekana wewe ndo mbaya.
Yeah, but I have to admit that cartels are everywhere. So you never
Yeah.
know that this person is bringing the project because of financial gain, or is doing it for communal, that is bringing back to the community and helping the community.
Yeah.
So they say in every market there is a madman. So you don't know if that is the madman who's been brought in your community, but yeah, you also have to look into what is usually. Don't just accept everything.
Yeah.
That's why reading is also very good, and learning for the youth that are in these communities. You also have to get some background information, what is happening here, and I think as part of in every project, I think, but there are projects that they don't do, but in every good project there is stakeholder engagement.
Yeah.
Bringing community together,
Exactly.
telling them we're bringing this on board, which will help in this. So I think that's also critical for us to manage maladaptation,
Exactly.
bringing these invasive species to our environments.
Yeah. And since everyone is planting trees, you have like the 15 billion trees project.
Yeah.
We should also look at the trees that you're planting, honestly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will bring you trees to plant. You get?
Yeah.
They bring a lot of tree, but are they compatible with that environment?
Yeah.
You know, will they do more harm than good in the long run?
Yeah. So I think I have this friend of mine called Lorraine. She's a microbiologist, and I remember she's the first person who highlighted that thing to me. It was during this National Tree Planting Day.
Yeah.
I went to Mathenge. The project was happening in Mathenge because it's our home county and actually it's near our home area. We were privileged to be sponsored by the first, not first, but Charlene Cruton, the daughter of the president, to attend a number of youth that project, that National Tree Planting Day. And I was posting, and she came to my DM and said, Brian, what trees did you plant there? I told her we planted a number of trees, different species, brought by different people. When she told me, did you do the research on the trees that are going to be planted? I said, honestly, I'm not sure if it was done, but from what I saw, I don't know if it was done because every organization was coming. KCB brought their own trees. We had different entities, different organizations bringing trees on board.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if it was actually it was on wetland actually, the place that we were planting the trees. And I told her I'm not sure. Then she said, "You're the people who are killing our biodiversity while we're trying to improve the biodiversity." So it's we also have to take care of the biodiversity at the same time as we are trying to improve our environment, because you might lose a species that may end up destroying the ecosystem of the area.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's very critical to check on that.
Exactly. You may find a place is an arid area, but there are species that do very well there.
Yeah.
You know, there are species that do very well there that, okay, mkipanda miti, when you plant those trees, they will feel insecure and live,
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
or maybe die off because they've not adapted.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know if you heard this propaganda that was going around about um, planting or the Great Green Wall, the Great Green Wall project that is happening along Sahara Desert,
Oh,
the northern part of Africa.
I don't think I've had it.
Okay, let me just give you an hint. It happened that one of my friend, Alphonse Bouillon, one of the big youth in this place who is doing a lot in policy work at global level, is part of that project. And there were people who are saying it's affecting the ecosystem of that area. And it does not only affect that area, but also it affects the forests on the other end. Is it the forest in Brazil? We call the name. The big forest in Brazil. What's the name?
Amazon.
Yeah.
The Amazon.
Yeah, it's affecting the forest there. But okay, in reality, you can't just affect. You just can't go and interrupt an ecosystem in an area like a desert, because there is also an adaptation mechanism of that area.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but it's very critical also to look at the angle of we also need to avoid the growth of these deserts.
Yeah.
Because if they continue growing and extending towards a bigger part of our environment, then it means that we are going to lose biodiversity. We have this red list that is released by IUC, and I don't know if a number of you have managed to look on that, but yeah, it does affect the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And actually, most of the people who bring that topic are climate deniers. These people who fight about the existence of climate change, they are the one who bring the aspect of, do you know that an area has its adaptation and you need to respect that? But they are not looking at the angle of these areas are extending to the inner side of the better part of our environment. Yeah, there was a time that we had wildlife dying in some. I think last year, we had animals dying because of water. Yeah, and it usually happens also in our village that elephants get into some come to our areas, homesteads, and it brings tension because of because of climate change, because of the dryness in the parks and lack of water. And if you do follow up, you find that they mostly get out during dry seasons. Yeah, that is just simple aspect of what is happening due to climate change in our communities.
So I think the best thing is for us to like do our research and look at the areas that are forested and reforest those areas.
Yeah.
Instead of just going and looking at an area is dry, let's forest it. Let's look at the areas that were once forested and forest those areas.
Yeah, very true. I don't know, it came to me recently that now we have we have the bigger part of, okay, let me put it this way. We have high forest cover
Yeah.
currently more than pre-colonial period.
Mm.
It is new to me. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I had to go and do some digging, and
Mhm.
it's quite true. I don't know, is it as we are planting a lot of trees? But again, if you do follow up on climate change, you'll find that we usually have the grasshopper effect
Yeah.
due to fossil fuel from global north.
Mhm.
Now we get the impact
Yeah.
on the global south
Mhm.
due to the grasshopper effect.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is why we find ourselves facing the wrath of climate change.
Mhm.
Yet global north does not feel that impact as we do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So painful.
Yeah, and I don't know if you look at, I was so annoyed by, okay, the statements, okay, USA withdrawing from
Yeah.
Paris Agreement.
Mm.
Uh, that brings a lot of effect to the financial system. As the intro of this uh, podcast, we said one of our challenges is finance. So imagine
Yeah, like
US
yeah.
withdrawing from Paris. That means that it's going to be
It's gonna be terrible.
yeah, it's to be terrible.
Yeah.
And you see, in Paris Agreement, it usually unites. It usually bring the aspect of carbon credits and as the financial mechanism is the time. I remember I was against carbon credits until I knew we can't do anything about it. We can't do anything because we are bound by it through Paris Agreement.
Yeah.
Though carbon credits has its own effects, it also has its advantages.
Yeah.
So the withdrawal of USA in Paris is devastating. And again, he said, in quotes, drill, baby, drill. So I don't know how they are going to, how far they are going to drill. I hope we'll have a diplomatic intervention and maybe
hopefully
have these other countries, the UN, also try to have a talk with the President of the United States and maybe rethink on his decision about withdrawing from Paris Agreement. That's what I hope for. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole disaster.
It's going to be chaos. And the fact, the worst part is that we are the ones who are going to face all those consequences.
Yeah.
You know, like, for us, there's, anyway, let me know it's not.
The president is saying that they have energy crisis, so they have to train. That is
always what they say. You see, if they have energy crisis, you know what they are avoiding. We have all the resources in Africa. You know, we have the sun 24 hours, 12 hours a day, at most. Okay, at minimum, we have 12 hours of sunlight. That power can be harnessed. You know, we have a lot of resources. We have wind power. We have so many resources in Africa. The thing is that they want to continue drilling because why? They don't want to break the superpower. Hawataki nini, the superpower you were talking. You know, they want to be doing all these things and nobody can touch them. Nobody can do nothing about it. But now it's devastating because whatever they will do back there is also going to affect us.
I don't know what we'll do, but I think we have to have our own climate change adaptation mechanism. And I think Africa Development Bank is doing a lot with the Global Center of Adaptation and that. They usually have AFTA, that is AFCCTA, that is usually a partnership about on climate adaptation. And Africa Development Bank do support them on finances to have that. And he said that if you invest in climate adaptation, you get twice or even thrice of what you invest in. And I think we have to just step up. What we
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
We have to depend on ourselves and try to be independent.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into Pan-Africanism a lot because I know if I get there, I'm a Pan-Africanist by blood. So yeah, I don't want to get on that side, but yeah, we need to be independent in a number of ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can see Burkina Faso is doing great on that. Yeah.
And that's the way forward, honestly, because if we can't stand up as a nation, as a continent, we will always be there at the bottom. Honestly, people will always be looking at us, that world countries. You know?
Actually, you just said that, and I remembered I had a communication with my friend earlier today. It was on the same topic about America, and he told me that we are going to give USA diplomatic mission. What is the difference between USA and the UN? And I had to defend myself because let me say, he's a kind of philosopher, and he's into international policies.
Yeah.
And he told me most of the level that America is, it's almost the same as UN. So
Exactly.
I better keep quiet. And he told me we are poor.
We are poor not because we don't have resources, but we are allowing people to use our resources against us.
Yeah, he told me we are poor. We better keep quiet. The people who should be tense is the climate change cartels who are trying to tap on that money. And I should keep quiet. I'm defending them. It was a whole hot topic, a whole hot debate, and actually I was not done even before I entered here. It was still going on because I don't want to be defeated. Yeah. Anyway, we need to step up on our side and bring some know how we are going to adapt to this crisis. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole disaster. And I'm happy that it was introduced. Climate adaptation was also introduced in our nationally determined contribution, that is NDCs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be a key way or a pathway to part of solution of the problem that we are facing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we are the solution, guys. We are the solution. We have the solution.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Especially the youth. We should also capture the brilliant minds
that we have.
Yeah, from you guys. You should be the one who are giving us the solution, the innovations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we are gonna air them out for people to know that the solutions exist.
Yeah.
They definitely exist, and it is up to you and me to look at it, think about it. What can I do? In your small space, you don't have to go out there and do big things, you know? Just the resources that you have is what is gonna save us.
Yeah, true. We organized a safari innovation with my friend Brian Muuo and my fellow friends Victor and a number of other friends, Boniface Harrison, and we were trying to preach the same message with the innovation. The innovative minds are within us, the youth, and it's evident with the bricks. The Kenyan youth we introduce the plastic bricks. Yeah, whereby they do whatever with their bricks and they come up, and it also featured in international media. So it's possible. I think we should stop the mentality on the people abroad, the one who brings the solution to us.
Exactly.
We also need to sort out our own problem by ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very good.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that's it. Our parting shot. Would you? It's a pleasure for you to give us our parting shots today.
Okay. I just speak on my lineage of what I mostly do. As a person who engages in climate diplomacy and also policy and who speaks about climate adaptation and food systems, I want to say that you should also be part of, the youth should come in and join the movement. They should come in and bring their solution, and they should come in and hear their views. We have a lot of youth engagements. We have C1G, we have Yongo, we have big organization by the youth. We have UNCCD Youth Caucus that is on the certification. They should join in and be part of their views through the set or the youth organization that have been put to they share their views to the UN or multilateral meetings. And also I am welcoming or urging the youth to join in agriculture. I think that is one of a problem that us youth have. We don't want to engage in agriculture. We view it as the dirty work, the old version. I don't know, the outdated thing.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of opportunities in agriculture. Myself, this year, one of my resolution is to become a farmer. I'm going to be a farmer.
A farmer?
I want to join poultry and dairy farming. That is just one of the opportunities in agriculture. You don't have to do that work, but you can also be part of as the boss. You can be the boss.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of opportunities in agriculture because we have food insecurity issues. So we should leverage that. On policy, I believe that youth should get more knowledge on policy, know how to draft policy. Because the best way to air your views and the best way that the eye tables listen to policy, they listen to ideas, they don't listen to people yapping. You have to. I think I was speaking with my friend. I don't know how to put his name out here, but he's one of the big people in diplomatic space from Kenya, and he told me that activism is good, but you have to know when to draw the line between activism and getting on table. The decisions are made on the table, so there is a time to push agenda with activism, and there is a time to withdraw from activism and get back to the table. And the same thing what should have been done with the demonstration in Kenya: push and get back to the table, and hear out your ideas at the table. That's how the youth should come on board, know how to do policies, write those policy papers, publish them, or you collaborate with other entities or think tanks, publish them, put them out there, and leaders will see what you are trying to speak out and take it or come up with the best way for your idea. So the best way is also to air your views through activism, policy, and on table, be on the table. And the other thing is on climate adaptation. That's the only way we have to do climate adaptation. I don't think mitigation is for us because with what we produce, the greenhouse gas emissions, I think that's not what we are supposed to be doing. We should be more into climate adaptation. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brian. That has been very, very educative. And I hope the listeners also will enjoy listening. And yeah, I also hope you guys find it very interactive and educative. I hope you take a few things from him. And yeah, we're hoping to see you soon on the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
for bringing me on board.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you're doing great work. It's amazing. I think you told me this idea earlier on. You told me you're doing podcast, and I was like, wow, this lady is doing amazing work. you having the audacity to start up a podcast on environmental matters, airing your views on SN, it's brilliant, and you're doing great work.
Thank you.
You're also giving back to the community at the same time. Yeah, educate the young people, and the young people also hear you. And I'm hoping for the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so also be encouraged. It doesn't matter wherever you are, just start. Just start with what you have, and wherever you are, it may seem so small to you, but who knows? Who knows?
Sure.
Who knows?
Start guys.
Yeah.
Start on anything. The first step is starting.
Exactly, and the hardest.
Yeah.
That's the hardest.
Actually, I listen a lot to Musi the Makwayo, and he said that if you've ever flown on a plane, a plane consumes a lot of fuel while it's taking off. But once it takes off, it's a whole happy moment, paradise. Yeah. So start, and it's going to be hectic, depressing, disappointing, but once you're there, utakula pesa bebe yake, utaenjoy pesa yako. You'll be sitting and enjoying the breeze. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So guys, make sure to listen to this episode and all the other episodes, and also make sure to hit the subscribe button. Follow us on all our social media platforms. That is also going to make this episode reach very many viewers if you like, share, and subscribe. So thank you so much, guys. We love you from the Pod Show Podcast, and we say green is the way to go, guys. So bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we're done. Ouch, damn fuck. Hey, Queen, record.